Deep in the forests of Izu, Japan, there is a waterfall called Joren Falls. It is breathtaking, the kind of place that makes you stop walking and simply stand still. Mist rises from the pool at its base. Ancient cedar trees line its edges. The water falls so white against the dark rock that it looks like silk being cut. The villagers of Izu do not go near it after dark. They haven't for centuries. In the 17th century, a woodcutter rested by this waterfall during a long day of work. He felt something brush against his ankle. He looked down. Silk threads, dozens of them, were wrapping around his leg, tightening, pulling him toward the water. He cut them with his axe and tied the threads to a tree stump instead. The stump was ripped from the ground and pulled into the falls. He ran back to his village and never returned. What lived in that waterfall, what had tried to pull him in, had been there for a very long time, 400 years to be precise, and it was hungry. Her name is Jorōgumo, and she has been waiting for someone exactly like you. In Japanese folklore, the world is full of yokai, supernatural beings that inhabit the spaces between the human world and something older, something stranger. Most yokai are born that way. They emerge from the spirit world fully formed, with fixed natures and fixed powers. Jorōgumo is different. According to legend, when a spider lives for 400 years, it gains magical powers and becomes a yokai. Think about what that means. She began as an ordinary spider, the golden orb weaver, a species found all over Japan, known for its vivid colors and the extraordinary strength of its silk. A spider you might brush past on a forest path without a second thought. But time does something to things that survive long enough. When a golden orb weaver spider reaches 400 years of age, it gains the power to shapeshift into human form and develops a malicious appetite for human prey. She grows to the size of a cow. She learns to spin webs strong enough to catch not insects, but men. And then she learns the most dangerous thing a predator can learn: how to look like prey. Think about the architecture of this trap. She does not attack, she does not chase, she invites, she creates a space, warm, candlelit, intimate, where a man feels safe, and then she plays. This music had the ability to hypnotize her victim as she enveloped him in her powerful web from which it was almost impossible to escape. He is not unconscious, he is listening, completely present. And while he is present, while every part of his attention is devoted to the most beautiful music he has ever heard, her hands are doing something else. The threads come slowly, starting at the wrists, moving to the ankles. By the time the music stops, he cannot move. She does not need to be a monster in the way we usually imagine monsters. She does not need claws. She does not need darkness. She does not need to frighten you. She needs you to sit still and listen, and that, of all the things the Jorōgumo does, is what stays with people, because we have all sat still and listened when something in us knew we should leave, because the music was beautiful, because we convinced ourselves the warning feeling was just imagination, because she was so clearly not dangerous until the music stopped. Here is what most Jorōgumo videos will not tell you. In Kashikobuchi, the ravine in Sendai, whose name means clever abyss, the Jorōgumo is not feared. She is worshipped. The Jorōgumo of Kashikobuchi was worshipped for warding off water disasters, and even now there are monuments in Tori that are engraved with Miyohokumo no Rei, the same creature, the same silk, the same waterfall. In one place she is the thing you run from. In another, she is the thing you build a shrine to, the thing you ask for protection, the spirit you trust with the lives of people you love near the water. Many times they are considered malevolent, but in Kashikobuchi, a Jorōgumo is worshipped as a protective spirit who saves people from drowning. This is the part of the legend that scholars find most interesting. because it asks a question that folklore often refuses to answer directly. Was the Jorōgumo evil, or was she simply powerful? And power, when you cannot control it, gets called evil by the people it frightens. Joren Falls still exists. You can visit it. People do, every year. They take photographs of the mist and the white water and the ancient cedars. Most of them do not know the story, or if they know the story, they treat it as charming local color, a legend, something to smile at. And perhaps they are right to smile. Perhaps the Jorōgumo is simply a story, one that Edo-period communities told each other to explain the particular feeling of being alone near a waterfall at dusk. That low unease that is not quite fear and not quite awe, but something between them that your body recognizes before your mind does. Or perhaps the legend persists for the same reason all legends persist, not because people invented them, but because something kept happening that needed a name. The villagers of Izu do not go near the falls after dark. They haven't for 400 years. Some lessons, the ones written in silk, take a very long time to forget. Every forest has something living in it that the maps don't show. Every waterfall has a story the tourists don't know. This is Moonlight Whispers. We find the stories the world forgot, and we bring them back under the moonlight